Good morning, traders. It is Friday, the 23rd of January, 2026. And as I mentioned earlier this week, this will be my last broadcast on the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and close shop on this particular project. I'm going to leave the YouTube channel up, so all of the recordings will be there. And I'm going to leave you with my contact information as well in just a minute for those of you that want to keep it. I thought I would just go ahead and leave you with one last little bit of encouragement for what you're trying to do, and then go ahead and wrap up with my final thoughts on the issue of trading and markets. Here's our quote to get us started. To avoid criticism, all you really have to do is do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Um, One of the things that trading taught me, and I'm not exactly sure if everybody gets the lesson, but one of the things that trading taught me is that to really succeed at this business, you have to move beyond self criticism. One of the things that people do that seems to be very common is they sell themselves short on a regular basis. In other words, for whatever reason, they'll get to a point where they could maybe see progress in something or achieve a level of success they hadn't seen before or open a new window to something, find out they have a new talent, any number of things. And they'll stop short and they'll criticize themselves. And they do this a lot with their work, in their relationships, and they criticize. And they'll say things in their self talk, things like, nah, that's not for me. I've never been very good at that. That's not the kind of thing I'm interested in doing. That's not the kind of thing that says, I'm happy or I'm healthy or I'm wealthy or I'm wise. You know, it's what will people think if they knew I did such and such. There's any number of ways that people self-criticize themselves. And if you want to avoid criticism on every level, then you need to just crawl into a hole because criticism is going to be out there if you try to do anything meaningful with your life. The worst part is self criticism. So I want to encourage you to stop and think about this. You're trying to do something when you trade that is more difficult for most people to do until they finally do it. And that is learn a level of self awareness and discipline that's not common. Most people that I talk to have never really been disciplined at anything. They come from a world where they've never been asked to do anything that requires discipline. And when they find out that to really achieve in life, you have to have a level of self control and self discipline, most people don't want to develop that. So they kind of coast and they do certain things certain ways to try to encourage promotions and growth and all the rest. But when it comes to discipline, we're not really going to do that. And what happens? Their success level never reaches what it could. You know, um, but I want to remind you that the whole issue of success is really not about achieving something that nobody else has achieved. It's about achieving something that you personally have been wanting to achieve. And that thing is for you. So you don't want to blow yourself up by listening to the critics, because, first of all, critics basically accomplish nothing. Have you ever gone to the city square someplace? Go to a new town and they go to the city square and they'll have the VFW off to one side with the tank in the front, right? So they're honoring the heroes from the town. And then they'll have the city hall, And then they'll have like a little park that's somewhere nearby, and there might be a statue in that park. And if you go to that statue, it's usually a citizen that really made a difference in that area, right? Or somebody that, is known, well known in the state or maybe that country. Have you ever seen a statue erected anywhere in a city park, or anywhere for that matter, that acknowledges the contribution that the critics have made, right? No, you're never going to find. If that statue did exist, it'd be someplace in France. But for the most part, you're never going to see that because critics offer nothing of value ever. And they're going to be everywhere around you if you try to do anything with your life that's meaningful for yourself or for others. So ignore the critics. And then the next thing is be very mindful of your own self criticism. Don't let self criticism derail what you're trying to accomplish. Discipline is one of the greatest tools to achieving success in this field. Maybe if you became self disciplined at a new level, your self criticism would really go away because you'll begin to understand that effort equals results. Better effort, better results. I would say that you're probably closer to getting where you want to go than you probably realize. And I want to encourage you to remember that. Don't derail your success by listening to critics or becoming one yourself when it comes to your own effort. Because really, the upside potential is unlimited, and there's no reason why that can't be you. All right, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close up shop on Trader's Daily Discipline. Let me go ahead and give you this real quick. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. This was by Elbert Hubbard. Forgot to mention that. This little note here was by Elbert Hubbard. He was a writer and a big promoter of arts and crafts, of all things. And he died in 1915, I think. Um, for those who want to keep this information, I'm going to give it to you real quick. Personal contact info. This will always work. You'll always be able to email me at jaj@theliononline.com. Everything else, I don't know. Stuff's going to come and go. But you'll always have that one. This is my telephone number. It's a Chicago-based number. You'll always be able to get a hold of me at that number. You might get my voicemail, but you'll always be able to get a message to me. And the netwinningtrader.com website, that's going to be up indefinitely. Tony and I agreed that we're going to keep that up anyway. Someday, sooner or later, you may have a look at it and decide it's the right protocols for you. If that's the case, we'd love to have you. Any issues with the website? Won't load, doesn't recognize your password, whatever it is, make sure that you talk to Tony about that. He's the webmaster. Support@netwinningtrader.com. That's really all you need. My personal email, support@netwinningtrader.com. And then, of course, maybe my phone number if you want to say hello. Those should always work. Those are never going away. And that gives you an opportunity for those of you that are wise enough to write it down or keep it handy, to always have an opportunity to say hello or whatnot. I've already gotten feedback from people. This is the heartbreaking thing. I've already gotten feedback from people that have said, "Hey, I'm going to miss listening to you in the morning because it's become something of interest and value to me." That's great. I hope that you'll find something similar out there. My guess is that it's probably a one-off. I don't think you're going to see something much like this again. If you do, why don't you let me know about it, and then I can email it to our database. Tony's building a database and going to keep a database for webmaster reasons, and that may mean occasionally we say hello to our customer base, our former customer base. and keep them in the loop with new products or developments. Um, I'm still trying to finish my next book, and I'd like to have that available to you guys too. So we'll make sure that somehow everyone is notified for that reason. And then my final closing thoughts for my better listeners, for you guys that are out there that are really trying to make a difference in your trading and have liked my material. Um, I just want to encourage you to remember that this whole experience has been, for me, as educational as it might be for you. And I really believe that every single one of us as a trader is on our own pathway. We're on the same end result as what we're looking for, but we're on our own pathway to get there. And that's going to twist and turn and weave around and have all different kinds of directions it may go in. But remember, making forward progress is about never quitting ever. And I can't emphasize this enough. I've spent enough time with my face in the dirt because of things that have not gone as planned or I got dumped on or whatever. I can tell you from personal experience that failure is not real. Failure is only a point of view on the results that happen. Every time you make an effort somewhere, you're going to get a result. There's no such thing as failure, there's only results. If you want to succeed, you got to make better action that results in better results. That's all you have to do. That's why I'm a proponent of writing everything down and studying what you see in front of you. Maybe you'll notice something you're doing, a pattern of behavior that has led to losses, and you can immediately adjust that. Maybe you're listening to something or believing something that is patently untrue about this business, and you hadn't seen that before. Now you do. Does that mean that it's time to make a change? I would tell you that as long as you keep getting up and going back at it, eventually you're going to learn what you need to learn. Somebody once told me that the difference between an amateur and a professional is that a professional never makes the same mistake twice. If you're trying to become a professional trader, and by that I mean a professional means someone who makes good money doing this, maybe earns his living at it, doesn't have to have any other kind of job. But a successful person is a successful trader, reaches a level of performance that is based on results that they didn't want when they first started. So always remember that your goal that you're looking for is achievable. You can find it. It's just a question of making all the mistakes that have to be made and then never making them again. Failure is just information, really. The results of what you do, that's going to be the results you see on your plate every morning or every afternoon. You don't like those results? Change those attitudes and actions and make better actions. You'll get better results. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just a label to the results that we don't like. You can move on to anything you want, and you will get there. But you have to keep moving forward and never accepting anything that works against you as final. It's not final. You have unlimited opportunity as long as you can get up and breathe, spit the dirt out of your mouth, and move on. You're going to be a success. And for those of you that want to start that journey at the highest possible level, I'll give you your goal to work on right now. So if you've listened this far, good. Let me give you the goal you're looking for. And this is what I teach in my psychology of trading class. And this is what, if you can achieve it, success in this field should be instantaneous. And that's this. You have to figure out why you do what you do, the way you do it. Once you understand what you do, why you do it, the way you do it, you're going to be fine. I hope that that makes a good resonance in your thinking. Why you do, what you do, the way you do it. That's the key to success in this business. Might want to write that down. That's what you're looking to understand about yourself. Why I do, what I do, the way I do it. You're going to be able to have as much success as you can handle. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks again for being a valued listener. I got mixed feelings myself about closing up shop on all this. I really honestly thought that there would be a massive amount of people interested in what me and Tony built together. You know, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but Tony, the webmaster, he's a client of mine. It goes back 20 years, more than that. He read the very first book that I ever wrote and the first audio series on exploiting the loser in the market and started changing his life. I hear from him on a regular basis on his trading results. He's laying it down now. You know, did it take him 20 years or 25 years? No, of course not. He had his success and failures along the way, you know, but he does know the difference between studying charts and graphs and markets and why that doesn't work and how he was able to reinvent himself and achieve some real success. And he approached me and said, "I can help you with this. We can create a product that people will really like." And the fact is, we did that. It's a great product, and people do like it. The problem is, it's only 1 in 200 or 300 that like it. And we just ran out of time and money trying to find you guys, trying to find those proper clients. I didn't know it was going to be that small of a group, if the truth were told. And the fact is, I do enjoy doing the broadcasts. It's just time for me to move into uh, the real reason I do this and do it all the time. It's really time. Anyway, I could go on, I guess, for hours, but I won't do that. I'll let you guys get to your day. Thanks again for sharing part of your trading journey with me. I'll let you know. We'll email everybody when there's my latest book comes out, or if there's new changes to the site, or whatever. You know, Tony will make sure and stay in touch with you at least on some level. So if there's any issues, make sure you let him know at support at Net Winning Trader. And my door is always open to knock on. Just shoot me an email. You're welcome to try me on my phone. You might get my email or my voicemail, but I'll definitely return a call to you. And again, everything that we've got available, if you still want to look at it, it's at netwinningtrader.com. Guys, good luck with trading, and I'll see you at the top. Plenty of room. Next time. Bye.